and the Minnesota Vikings. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This is taken at the 3. The first carry down for Dalvin Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Second down, Bridgewater. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Taking it about the 16. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On first and 10, here's Wentz. And his first pass is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Here's second and 10 now from the 29. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Wentz. He's got his target, it's come. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a play fake. Wentz. And that is incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can grab as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Open here, Adam Thielen. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Bridgewater on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it a second down. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Trying for right, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
They'll begin the drive with a J. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football, but they face a second and long to start things out. Now a toss play. It's a Ajayi. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Wentz to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 66 yards. So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. The quick slant caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Forbath out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Wentz. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down at will. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Hang in there now. Four down, check, four down.
This is Ajayi. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Hang
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Wins to throw on second down. Steps in, and he's going to go down again. Stephen Weatherly. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They fake the give. Now Wentz on the move to his left. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First down, Bridgewater. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 96 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. So from back deep in their home territory, all the way into the end zone, you think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now a play fake here on first down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. That'll be taken in the end zone. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Once again here on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. And down inside the 15 he goes. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? And Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Delta.
Bridgewater now on 2nd down. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This a 33. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Escapes the sack. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On play action, Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Now it's a Giant, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Packers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. From midfield, here's Wentz. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They do go for it. It's Wentz. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's a Giant. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They've been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
82, 82. Check, watch it before. Hey, stand.
On second down, here's Wentz. The left side throw complete to Adams. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Wentz on third down. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And it's taken in at the 9. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A second down throw for Bridgewater. He hits West underneath. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the gun, Bridgewater trying for right, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. Look at the spin. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Second down, Bridgewater. He's got it to West on the dump off. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, good move. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Delta.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 15 and a first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a toss. This is West. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Bridgewater. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Forbath able to convert the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Forbath out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing now is Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working.
Check.
This is West. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Bridgewater here to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Bridgewater on first down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are.
And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Forbath out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Packers get set to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better.
Yeah. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory. So for the Vikings, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2.